Well, welcome to IAG. I'm your host, Andrew Scott, and we're here with none other than the legendary Mr. Joe Hachem. How are you, Joe?
G'day, Andrew. Thanks for having me, mate.
Mate, we're absolutely delighted to have a chat with you. One of Australia's poker icons, obviously very well known for winning the World Series. I want to say 2005, am I right?
Spot on, spot on.
Oh,
It's only 20 years ago, Andrew.
Gee, it doesn't feel like 20 years ago. Time flies,
No,
doesn't it?
no, yeah, it does. It certainly does. It actually feels like yesterday.
Yeah, I remember actually being in the Crown. I didn't have the pleasure of being there, but I remember being in the Crown poker room when all that was happening, and it was, signs were going up on the wall, 100 left, 80 left, 50 left, and you were still in, and then it got to the final table. It was very exciting.
It's people today wouldn't understand because it was before streaming, and where someone was sitting at a computer just pressing, poker news, refresh, and you got an update every 10 minutes or so. Whereas now it's almost you watch it almost live. It's crazy.
Well, since we started talking about that, that was going to be one of my later questions, but why don't I ask you now, like winning a major 10K tournament. Well, we're here for the Aussie Millions, and Aussie Millions is a 10K tournament, so is World Series. And there was a time when the Aussie Millions was one of just a very small handful of major 10K tournaments around the world. I mean, just describe the feeling of going through a major 10K tournament like that and getting really, really deep. What does that feel? What's that experience like?
Oh, for anybody who loves the game of poker and plays poker, getting deep into a major 10K tournament, there's probably no better feeling. Like, I don't know, like it's almost you get to this point where you're no longer even thinking about the money. You're just like, the experience is rewarding in itself, and you're playing. For me personally, it was okay. I'm playing now to get the best result I can, and yeah, it's hard to put into words, Andrew, but it is a great feeling being at the pointy end of a big 10K major tournament. Always.
And you get those little as the pay jump up, and then when you get the final table, obviously each person eliminated is a pay jump, and it's very, very exciting.
Just that feeling of well, there's 57 left. Okay, great. Let's see if I can get my way down to the last 40. Okay, great. Now I want to get to the last three tables because I know we'll have a table reshuffle then. Oh, great. At 18. Oh, okay. Fuck. I can smell the final table from here. Get to the final table. Right. Okay. Top five. Let's get there.
Yeah.
Okay. Top five. Oh, wow. Fuck. Maybe I can win this. No, shut up. Get top three first. Right. And that's kind of like that's what it feels like. They're the emotions that you got to deal with.
Let's talk about the Aussie Millions. I mean, it's had a sabbatical for 6 years now. Was one of the world's most loved tournaments. It's great to see it back at Crown Melbourne. What does it mean for you? Playing the Aussie Millions and being ambassador for Crown for the Aussie Millions in 2026.
Well, I think you said it correctly before. I mean, Aussie Millions was one of a handful of majors back in the day. There weren't that many 10Ks, and a little country like Australia having a 10K tournament and then holding 150K 100K tournaments, 50K tournaments. Aussie Millions has been a leader, in the poker world for so long, and then it actually was quite sad when we lost it for 6 years. The fact that it's making a comeback, and hopefully it'll come back bigger and stronger is. I jumped at the opportunity to be part of it for sure.
And what does your role as an ambassador entail? What will you be doing? I mean, I presume you'll be playing, but what else will you be doing for Crown during that time in late April and early May?
Oh, well, I guess it starts now, doing interviews and promoting the event, reaching out to some of my friends overseas to see if I can get them down here, to play and kind of like hosting during the event and being an ambassador, as I always have been, to show the game and the event in a positive light.
Sure, sure. What are some of the things that you found historically has made the Aussie Millions so special? Because I know, like all the major players from the US always came down for it, and everybody waxed lyrical about what a great event it is. What makes it such a great event?
A number of things make it a great event, Andrew, and let's start off with the Crown Resort itself, offering so much, from great dining to cinema, 10-pin bowling, the boardwalk, nightclubs, bars, gaming, poker, and our experience at Crown Poker was second to none. Now, add on top of that, January, when it used to be hosted, was great weather, Aussie Open, Chinese New Year. There was just a great time of year. And I think even though we're holding it in April, it's still a great time of year. And I think because Melbourne is such an international city where we've always got some sort of festival or something on, people will find a reason, to book their time to come and play in Melbourne, because they'll be able to play poker and enjoy Melbourne's hospitality. And also there'll probably be something on that they can go and attend, whether it's an AFL game or, whether some famous singer is coming down to play that weekend. There's always something on in Melbourne. And I think that's been the main attraction overall. It's that it was the complete package for a stop on your tour for poker. You could do a lot of things here at the same time. You didn't, like some places you go, and as well as I do, that we go there, we play poker and get the hell out of there, right? Like we just,
right.
I'm not going there for any other reason than try and get that trophy and get home, right? But Melbourne is not like that. Aussie Millions is not like that.
Well, you're talking about Melbourne. You're a Melbourne local. I used to be a Melbourne local. I live in Macau now, but I remember you and I used to way back in the day, back in the 90s, 612 limit hold'em down at the Crown Poker. Remember that,
dude? Oh, you make us sound so old, Andrew. You make us sound so old, mate.
Yeah, it was great. But as a Melbourne local, you can speak with authority about what there is to do in Melbourne, and it's just a great city. Crown Melbourne's always had the premier poker room in Australia, hasn't it? There are other poker rooms in Australia, but Crown's really the one where it's always happened at. Crown in Melbourne.
It's definitely held the trophy from day one, for sure.
Mm. Tell us about how you perceive poker's changed in that 20 years since, 21 now, since you won the World Series of Poker main event. Obviously poker's changed a lot. You mentioned about streaming and about the accessibility, but how else has the game of poker changed throughout the world and in Australia particularly?
I think the main change for me is how much information is out there today and everyone has access to it. Back in our day, Andrew, as well as I do, you had to take your lumps. You weren't improving because no one was giving you anything. No one was, sharing any information with you. Oh, how do you play jacks? Oh, I don't know. It all depends, Oh, what am I doing wrong? Oh, I'm not sure. It's no one, I remember getting my head kicked in, playing 25, 50 so many times before I could finally hold my own. Whereas today, the amount of coaching, online coaching, live coaching, videos, YouTube, Instagram, the accelerated rate of learning is incredible compared to our day, and I think that's probably and we know so much more about poker because of, the programs that have been built, and computers think faster and, and more complicated stuff than humans. So, whereas I kind of miss the days of where you have to roll your sleeves up and get in there and get dirty.
Mm.
You know exactly
Yep,
what I mean,
yeah.
right? You have to just get
Well,
in there and get dirty, mate.
I remember when I started playing poker, all the best players had grey hair and wrinkles, and it was
Mm,
like a school of hard knocks.
correct. Yeah.
You had to do your time,
Yeah.
make your mistakes, and slowly
Mm,
learn. I mean, now all the best players in the world are fresh-faced, baby-faced kids who've
yeah.
learn it in a few years. So anyone can win.
Baby face assassins now. They are. They're really, and good on them. Look, I reckon they work much harder than what we ever worked. Much harder. Like when I hear about these guys who, play for 4 hours and put in 2 hours study, fuck me, mate. Just deal me out. Like, but yeah, it's a different world, And today to be successful, you've got to do that because the competition's so much tighter, so much harder.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. And look, final question, Joe. What are you up to these days? So what's life like for Joe Hachem? I hear you're not playing as much poker as you used to. You got a few other interests.
Mm.
What's going on with you? You're obviously still living in Melbourne. What's happening, mate?
Yeah, I still live in Melbourne. As always, my family's always been the top of my list. And as I was telling you before, I'm up to 5 grandkids now. 2 of them started primary school. My family takes up a big part of my life, and my business interests. I'm on the board of a few different companies that I'm involved in, and I just, we just raised money for another business that we're about to launch this year, which is in the charity space, that's a very exciting business that I'm involved in, and I'm also involved in a burger uh, franchise called Royal Stacks. And funny enough, Royal Stacks opened up where Old Merriwell used to be at Crown.
Oh,
So
okay.
we've got 20 stores now, and that's one of them. And we'll be doing a collaboration with Crown to get people through the doors both ways. So yeah, I'm not hands on. I don't roll my sleeves up and get dirty in anything anymore. But I'm more sitting as an advisor and board member on these businesses, and the charity one is actually my gig that I put together. So that one I'm rolling my sleeves up.
No, it's great to hear. Great to
Thank
hear.
you. Thank you.
Well, Aussie Millions, April 24 to May 10, 2026. Still, what have we got? February, March. We've got about a 3-month wait. And I'm sure there are satellites running at Crown and at various other places as well. It's going to be an exciting time. It's great to see Aussie Millions come back. IAG will certainly be down there. Look forward to seeing you in person.
We'll see you down there, mate. And for anyone listening, if you haven't booked your tickets, book them now, man. Because it's going to be, you're going to regret not coming, I promise you. And there's one final thing I'll say. Aussie Millions in Melbourne is a trap. Just be careful. Because whoever comes down will come down every year for the rest of their life whilst it's on. It's that good.
Yep. Well, I can attest to that. That happened to me back in the day.
Well, welcome to everybody. I hope you guys can all come and join us.
Really look forward to it. Joe Hachem, World Series of Poker champion and Aussie Millions. Well, as you can see, we had some technical difficulties there at the end, lost the connection. I'm actually in London at the moment and Joe was in Melbourne. So I don't know if it was the distance, but we had a really good connection earlier in the day, but the connection's fading a bit now. But anyway, we got the interview with Joe. Great to speak to the 2005 World Series of Poker main event champion and 2026 Aussie Millions ambassador. Encourage everyone to go down to Melbourne for the Aussie Millions, April 24 to May 10. Going to be a great event, first time in 6 years. IAG will certainly be there and it's going to be super exciting. So that's it from me, Andrew Scott from IAG, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.